What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Unplugged. And today I have a very special friend of mine. I trained her back in the day at Cheesecake Factory, Mallory Otto. She's a fine culinary artist, and hoping she'd give me some tips for some holiday recipes and techniques. But I definitely want to hear your advice and recipes. Yeah, so I need your
Sure.
coaching.
Yeah.
But how are
I will do
you?
my best.
I think last time did you left cheesecake and you were
Again, for the second time.
yeah for the second time after working so hard to get back there. And
Oh,
then
yes.
you worked at a private restaurant. You were a sommelier, right? Or
Yes, I am a certified sommelier, so I've done those courses on my own, and that was something that made me very appealing to the new restaurant that I got hired with after Cheesecake,
yeah,
because it's a little more of that fine dining type of atmosphere. One of the owners
yeah.
is the head somm, so they definitely want people who are knowledgeable.
You obviously know a lot about pairing and wines I feel like when they saw your resume, it was just like looking at like in a video game, you look at an RPG character, like looking at all their skills. Like, oh my god, she has all these like, she's an elf and a dwarf. Oh my god, I gotta hire her. Um, but wine was like your
I was almost
specialty.
worried
That
I was
was your
overqualified.
like
Yeah,
you're the we should call you the wine mage. That should be your title in Dungeons and Dragons. Your D&D name,
sounds great.
a wine mage.
The wine mage.
One who manifests wine. But that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. We didn't. I know you didn't drink a lot together because you were very young, and it's so crazy that like
Yeah.
you're like a wine expert now. Yeah,
I didn't really go out with a lot of people at Cheesecake.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it was just, there were you and, the few and far between that I actually saw outside of work.
yeah,
Um, just going to work and being a full-time student and having a significant other that you've
yeah,
had since high school and, just maintaining that relationship. It's a lot. And
yeah.
I like looking back going, oh my God, how did I do that? How did I have the time and energy to do all that?
Coffee. That's
Coffee.
But you're one of the people that I always see drinking coffee, so
Mhm.
I would cue that to that maybe. But
Yeah.
that's really cool. Like you've always been like a very studious person. You know, like you're a person that I always look to like, oh, she's got her hair on straight. You know, there's never a sense of like I'm worried about her. Like I feel like with you, in like a big brother, like in a big brotherly way. You know, like you have friends that they make choices like that's a bad idea. You know, but no, everything you've always like done, I've always been really proud of you, and as your
Aw.
friend, I've always been proud of seeing you and Richard's growth throughout the years.
Thanks,
You're
brother.
like you're an adult now. like we were
I'm
kids.
30.
We were kids back in those days. So it's kind of funny
Yeah.
to see you
I
grow
was
up. Oh no, I DJ'd your wedding. I completely forgot. I was at your wedding day. That's how much I was like
Yeah.
there throughout your growth. So I feel a lot of connection to you guys. Um,
You've been there for a lot of the major steps of my life.
yeah. So it's good to talk to you again.
Yes.
Um, have you been cooking a lot? It's holidays, making cookies, doing anything?
Oh my God, yes. That's kind of the only way I know what day of the week it is.
Nice.
I'm not really I'm not working right now. I've decided to stay furloughed with the restaurant. Um, but yeah, I menu plan every week and it's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I've done some almost like having a checklist of what are the things that I haven't had time to do because
Mhm.
I've been working or whatnot
Yeah.
and do those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in these last 9 months, I've made pasta, I've
Ooh.
made bread numerous times.
Mhm.
I'm not going with the sourdough. That's
No.
a
No.
whole other monster.
Yeah, because you need the starter dough, right?
Yeah,
Do
having
you,
the starter is like having another pet or child to take care of.
yeah.
I've got a dog.
That
That's enough.
that's cool. So I haven't made pasta. I want to make pasta someday. But I have to buy the machine because I
I
think you do
have
it by the roller, but the machine's like more. it's like more
Mhm.
pristine. You know, I'm very, you know, I like that pristineness.
I have the old school roller where like you're supposed to attach it to the table and hand crank it, but I highly recommend a KitchenAid
Yeah,
attachment because it will be
yeah.
a lot easier.
Shaking the table when you're like holding it down. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but Italian grandmas do it. That's how they did it. I see old videos of these grannies like shaking the room as they do it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
it's such
workout,
visceral strength. You know, that's probably why they hit their kids so hard.
right?
But that's any shapes of pasta that you worked on lately, or like or just getting a fettuccine. Like what pasta has been your favorite to make?
I just did just regular noodle, like spaghetti, kind of
Okay.
like it was the easiest.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I'm sure it tasted like richer,
Oh,
not richer, but like there's I'm sure like a springiness to making it yourself
yeah,
compared to like buying it, you know, dry.
it was great. I made a like a traditional carbonara with it, with the
Okay.
raw egg and
Yeah.
all that.
That's how we do on my carbonara.
So it was perfect.
Um, did you? I remember I tried making ravioli one time, and like it was okay. I don't think it was thin enough. You know,
Oh,
I don't think it did thin enough. And then like what ended up happening is like when I scooped the cheese mix to the I think what it was like I think it used ricotta, mascarpone, and garlic, and maybe a little bit of spinach or something green. I forgot, maybe parsley. I can't remember.
something green.
Yeah, something green. I can't. It was such a long time ago. And so I made it and I scooped it, and then like when it rested on the other layer, for some reason it looked smaller than it looked. So that they look like little tiny raviolis and like the like regular size raviolis. So then I was like, it like imagine like tiny hot pockets. That's what they look like. I was like, that's not pretty. But I ate it. It tastes okay. I think if I had like the
What
real
was
thing, it would have been a lot easier. So I definitely failed my first pasta attempt.
that? That's okay.
Um,
You know,
but
you
I'll
learn.
try again. So it's on my list. It's on my list. I would love to like meet someone's Italian grandmother and her go through like this is how I make
Oh,
red sauce and all this stuff and
hmm.
or any like I would love to learn from any grandma how to cook. I'd be so honored if any grandma was like, "This is how I cook this," you know,
Hmm.
because there's so much historical significance, especially with the Italian American food, which is completely different from Italian food in Italy, you know. So
Yeah.
there's a beautiful story behind just spaghetti and meatballs because like that's what they can make when they're in America, like ground beef and we got no veal. Here's some meatballs, you know. That's cool. It's a pasta making, and then you made some bread, but not sourdough. I haven't
No, not
dived into bread
sourdough.
making yet. you know what's been cool about quarantine? I talked to my friend Ashley about this. Like, even though yeah, it's a lockdown and things are pretty bad right now, but
Hmm.
I've taken a lot of time myself to like you know learn new things and venture out. I mean, not venture out too far, but just kind of do. I'm doing more like I guess personal than I would have if I was like working, you know,
Yeah,
week to week and stuff. And
I've
a
seen
lot
some
of that's been
things
in
you put
cooking. You
pictures
know,
of.
my thing was I've been trying to find like my definitive perfect recipes for particular foods. So I have
Hmm.
a perfect chocolate chip recipe. I have a perfect cinnamon roll recipe. I recreated the Marie Callender's sour cream blueberry pie. Like I made that
I
from
saw
scratch.
that.
Yeah. Because if you know, they're hard to find now because there's not many Marie Callender's.
Hmm.
And I made it perfectly. I'm really proud of that. But yeah, I've been trying to like recreate things like that. Like what are things that you've made this year that you've been kind of challenging yourself, like you said earlier?
Well, one of the things that we talked about probably April-ish was okay, well, if we were to order out or go out to dinner, like what kind of food are we missing
Yeah,
that I can't make?
yeah.
And it took us a long time to come up with something.
Okay,
I think we settled on sushi mostly because
okay.
I just don't want to get my mat out and make the sticky rice.
Yeah. The fact that you were like, I need to have the mat for the sticky rice rather than just being
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, here's Uncle Ben and let me. You're like, no, I need to have the
Oh
mat.
yeah, no. Ew. No.
Like, look at the bamboo spoon. I appreciate the
I,
accuracy. That's what I'm saying.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, we did the in school, in culinary school, we had a sushi week, and so I've
Oh,
made
okay.
maki and I've made nigiri and all those before, but
Yeah.
no, thank you, I don't.
Yeah. A lot of hand technique. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like it's so slight, but it makes such a big difference. I know myself working on sushi, like I've nowhere near the hands of a sushi chef. Like it's passable, you know. Like I could do it's. I think my problem is like my food tastes good pretty because I have really like just visceral man hands. I can't like delicately put. You know, it sucks. It sucks.
you gotta get you
Like
some like tweezers and
I just shake.
some
And
forceps
I
to
ruin
put
it.
it
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I can't. I can make something delicious, but I can't make it look pretty. That's my problem. And you know what's funny? The casting director for the show, he was like, "That's kind of what I liked about your stuff." Like, okay, because like they need guys for this show, so like, okay, and like hopefully, you know, like not, it'll happen. But I'm practicing. I've been. That's what I'm doing. I'm practicing a lot, you know, and like it's cool that sushi's at that one. Sushi is that's.
I
It's
will leave
the
that to the experts.
yeah. No, I think you should. I think you should. You know what? You should definitely keep trying. I think it'd be cool. Like or like I feel because I like making nigiri sushi.
Mhm.
It's just simple, just a nice slice. But like I
Yeah,
really want to make things uniform, like they do in this. So that's the hard part, making it look exactly like the restaurants. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I say keep trying. I mean, if if I fail a recipe, um, if it tastes good, I'll keep trying. But if it's a bad recipe, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Was it
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
sushi or anything else that you took a challenge to learn?
We did empanadas from scratch.
Ooh,
That dough, like, I was sweating trying to roll this
really?
thing out. I had to call Richard and be like, we need a switch. We need to pass this off because it was just really, it turned out really tasty.
Uh-huh.
Like the dough was very light and flaky and it was exactly what I wanted, but I need to find a new recipe.
Just like is it?
Something that's a little easier.
It was a lot of folding, a lot of kneading. Is that what it was?
That and then it was just a very I should have been working with it, like rolling it out in smaller batches.
Mhm.
That would have been a lot easier, but I was trying to roll out the entire thing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then planned to cut it out.
yeah.
That was not the best plan.
I do the same thing when I test a recipe out and like the recipe's like beats 12 people like well I'm just gonna try because I just want to see like the total like how it looks from like that standpoint.
Mhm.
Then I'll break it down and like okay I'll limit the quantity for my family, you know. So then like
How can I reasonably cut this down?
I made four pies. I made four pies for my family to try. Yeah, the first
Oh,
one was
geez.
too. Yeah. The first one was too gelatinous. It was too hard. I put too much
Okay.
gelatin. The second one was almost there. You know, like it just had a little bit more of a. You can feel it when you bite into it. It's more gelatinous. Then the third one was more creamier and it was like the perfect consistency that the pie is Emery calendars. So then I was like, okay, I
Mhm.
figured it out, and like I knew, like I made notes of it, and like I've been keeping notes of like of my new recipes, so like now I can like take those and maybe just log them so that I can like remember them or share them. Maybe eventually do a cookbook. I love doing cookbooks, so that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
But it's and also because I have the competition, so I want to like make. I don't know how they work, so I don't know if like I'm stuck on my own or if I could like Google things, So I'm
I
a
would say
Google
have
cook,
like,
that's like how I Google. I mean, that's how I cook. I Google like how do I do
yeah,
this? Yeah, like how do I
Google,
know what an egg's done?
Pinterest.
Yeah, it saved my life. Yeah.
I
Uh,
do a lot of Google and Pinterest, but I tend to use that as reference
oh yeah,
guideline.
yeah. No, I say always make it to what you like and kind of you know
Yeah.
change portions. It's just you and Richard, right? So you can't
Yeah.
you can't make a six dinner entree. Like
No,
we're having a
no.
lamb roast for just us.
For
Uh,
the next 5 days.
yeah, lamb kebabs, lamb meatballs, lamb scrambled eggs. Oh, you love lamb.
I've done that with
Oh,
a pulled pork.
yeah.
Just
I
a huge
Pulled
roast
pork goes a
and
long
like
way. Yeah,
crock pot it. And it's like, okay, well, we're doing pulled pork sandwiches, pulled pork
yeah,
tacos, pulled pork nachos,
yeah.
pulled pork salad. Um,
It's like it's carnitas. Here's some barbecue sauce. Now it's pulled pork with barbecue.
Yeah.
Put it in a Cuban sandwich. Yeah. I you want when I meal plan, I do pulled pork is one of my go to easy kind of things to make, and then I
Hmm.
just portion it out and add veggies, and there's my 300 calorie meal right there. No, it's great. I love pulled pork. It's easy to it's something easy to make, and it goes a long way. If you want to like
Yeah.
make one meal and then stretch it out, it's easy.
And especially if you crock pot it, it's one of those things you can just like set and it just does its thing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not a high maintenance thing.
yeah.
Just let it go.
The crock pot is like it's the underrated like it's one of the underrated like home appliances
Yeah.
that people don't think about. Like because it's made for you to just leave and just go throughout your day and come
Hmm.
back like, oh, there's soup or
Oh,
like,
look,
oh, chicken wings, and like
stew.
yeah. And yeah, it's great for pork. It's great for like if you want like soups. I've seen people like slowly make baked potatoes throughout the entire day. Yeah, which is like I get it. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like like people like they put their eggs in there, and then like, oh, I went to work for 12 hours and now I have boiled eggs. Like, yeah, but you could have just boiled the eggs. Just boiled.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll take
okay,
you like
I'm not
20
gonna.
minutes.
Sure, it works. You're right. It works. But
Congratulations.
I'm a sous vide guy, so I'm under that same blanket when it comes to like set it and forget it.
Yes.
Have you had sous vide yet? Have you tried sous vide?
Again, back in school, yes, but I haven't.
To buy a sous vide.
Yeah.
It makes it they're so
Tell
great.
tell that to my counter space.
It's very small. It's like it's like a little tube that you stick in. It's not gonna take up any counter space actually. Yeah. You think like because you probably worked with the big ones back.
The big
then.
old cryovac.
Yeah. No, they're
yeah.
tiny now. No, all you need is a
Oh.
bucket and a bucket and basically a little cylinder that the sous vide is, and you put it in the bucket and then it sets your temperature. It's perfect.
It just like regulates the.
Yeah.
Oh.
I use it for my meat, my fish. I'll probably make my roast with it this year. I made a roast with it last year, and it came out perfect. Like just that perfect medium rare because you set the temperature you want, and you walk
Yeah.
away for the entire
And then all you have to do is sear it and
Yeah.
call it a day.
Yeah, and it just holds in all those juices and so good. And you know what because I watch Chef Steps. You watch Chef Steps on YouTube. They have some really cool recipes on there.
Okay.
They're like really super like professional chefs, but that's how I follow my salmon and my steak recipes from their videos with the sous vide, because the sous vide can cook the salmon to the perfect kind of soft, flaky, buttery like temperature, and then you just sear the skin, and it's like super crispy and super good. Oh man, yeah. And then what else did I make with the sous vide? I'm just like, this is a commercial for sous vide. I'm just trying to sell you a sous vide for Christmas, or tell you
If
that.
anyone's looking for a Christmas gift for me,
Yeah, this is a video for
recommended.
Richard. You have to get a sous vide for Mallory, just so you have a delicious steaks.
It's
What
really
else I
a
make with it?
selfish purchase.
It does a great job. I cannot. I always tell people like you need to get sous vide if you love like cooking meats, and eggs too. Like it makes a great perfect poached egg. Because like you just set the temperature and it puts it right. Because like when you cook, you're like, well, I'm gonna touch a steak, and I can tell the texture of my hands, but it's done. Like it's just an hour. It's the perfect, and you just sear it. Sorry.
Anyway.
Really excited about the sous vide. You should get sous vide. I'm just telling you right now. Stop saying sous vide, Katar. Christmas list sous vide for Richard.
Mhm.
No, it's a really cool product. But that's thing too. When I was at home cooking, I was trying out a lot of different appliances. So
Mhm.
the air fryer was one of them. Which is cool. Like I I do like traditional cooking. Like I think that's always the best way to cook anything. But
Mhm.
in terms of steak
I agree.
and fish, sous vide, I think sous vide kills that no matter what.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, bake and sear. I don't bake and sear. I use sous vide. But yeah, are there any other copycat or things you were trying to recreate at home that you want to try?
Well, it's always been kind of fun to try to remake some cheesecake things.
Yeah, I was wondering if you. Yeah, I think I saw some pictures you did. You made some stuff.
I think I've done their Thai lettuce wraps,
Okay.
Bellagio.
We made Bellagio. I have Bellagio in
Yeah.
ages. Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember the Thai chicken pasta we used to
I
have?
do have the Tajik pasta. Yeah, yeah,
That's my fake pad Thai that I make.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I guess that is like a fake American pot Thai. From yeah, yeah.
Pad
Even
Thai.
though like there's so many different
Zucchini.
ingredients, but yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no.
Pot, you know what's funny? Like pad thai is so like you tell anyone from Thailand or any Thai person, like, oh, what's your pad thai? They'll roll their eyes because pad thai is like, if someone pad thai is like if someone in America was like, I got the greatest grilled cheese recipe. You know, like it's a very like it's a very plain dish for them.
Mhm.
So it's something that it's like they're so
That's why it's so approachable for me.
yeah, no, and that's the thing too. Like I acknowledge it. Like here's the thing. It's like the California roll. The California roll, it's like, is it the best roll? No, but you can't ignore the significance of the cultural impact the California roll had because that is a single roll that introduced Japanese cuisine into American culture. Because the
Mhm.
idea of like raw fish or it was so foreign to people back in like the 70s where it's like, ugh, you know? So that he made a roll that was palatable for people that they started, oh well that was good. Well, what's this? You know? So it's to me, although yeah, it's something that's like mayo to other people.
Mhm.
It's fascinating that a food can transcend cultures. So you have to give it its respect. You know that's how I
It
kind of
has a
feel about it.
purpose. It has a place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like spaghetti meatballs,
Yeah. Yeah.
orange chicken, General Tso chicken. You know, like yes, they're not authentic. We all we know it's not authentic, but you have.
What?
But yeah, I know. Like what? Who's General Tso? You have to acknowledge the fact that like these are the dishes that historically introduced other cultures into this um, atmosphere of American culture. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of my soapbox moment about about those delicious foods.
Yeah.
But no, you made I love Bellagio. I haven't had Bellagio in a long time. I think the last time I was at Cheesecake, I ordered to go. I got pasta da Vinci. I think that was what I got when I was
Mm.
there. Yeah,
Mhm.
which I made before on my own. It came out pretty close. I didn't use veal stock because I think veal stock is in that recipe. If I remember right.
Mhm.
Yes,
It's
I
in
I,
the
I
in the
think
deal reduction.
I think I used different stock for that instead. It still came out pretty good. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I tried to make some Cheesecake Factory recipes, but I didn't learn to make them. I just used copycat recipes online because but you work management, so you know all these recipes by heart. You could spill the
Mhm.
tea right now if you wanted. No, I'm kidding.
I was
Uh
gonna say the other one was avocado egg rolls,
oh,
and
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was fun. There's no way I'm touching that tamarind sauce. The tamarind cashew sauce is just no. There's like 50 ingredients down
Yeah, no,
there.
I recreate. I actually one time I did recreate it, and it was really close actually.
God.
Yeah, and I got all those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was that. I can be that crazy when it comes to like wanting to like recreate something. Like what's other thing? Like when I learned the recipe that I like for cookies, like the
Mhm.
process how I like to make like chocolate chip cookies. Man, I made a lot. I gave away a lot of cookies that month to my friends.
Mhm. Mhm.
They were happy, but like I went through like how much flour to put in. I went through like how much like when to bake them and how long they keep refrigerated, freeze them overnight. And what I found was with the cookie batter that I make, I found that a 2 hour cool in the fridge is the perfect consistency. So when it drops, it it melts away into like a crispy outside and chewy inside, which is how I like my cookies. If you want it
Hmm.
more like a crispy, then I freeze it and then I bake it from frozen, and that then it turns kind of like um, more of a crunchy cookie is a word. Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you baking? It's Christmas. I'm not surprised there's not any cookies or baked things in the background, or you have flour on your face from baking right now.
Oh yeah, I clean myself up first.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd come in with like looking like Lucy or something.
I did actually just pick up a bunch of zucchinis while I was at the store today. I'm planning to make zucchini bread,
Ooh.
um, which is actually a recipe from my mother-in-law,
Oh,
which
cool.
she only gave us a couple years ago. We have it in our fireproof safe,
It's that
along with
important.
like our passports and marriage license, and yeah, it's up there. So it's never gonna be as good as mom makes, but I
That's
get
really
close.
cool.
So that's
Um,
definitely on the docket
I've
soon
never
to
made
make.
zucchini bread. Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't make a lot of bread, which is something that I wanna like. That's the next project for me to kind of
Well,
discover.
this is a quick bread, so it has the chemical leavener versus yeast.
Yeah, no. Yeah, just like soda bread, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But both breads, like I want to like, because my plan is like when my house is done now, but my backyard and it's quarantine, but when everything's ready, I want you, Richard, to come over because I want to have big dinner parties. My plan is to build a pizza oven in my backyard.
yeah.
Yeah, like so I'm
Ooh.
looking at kits right now and like, but when I build that, then that's like okay, then I'm gonna like really learn how to like make like really good pizza dough or just really work bread well because like that oven can be used as a bread oven too. It's not just like for pizza, and like there's so many things I want to do with that oven.
Mm-hmm.
But bread
Make
making is definitely
ciabatta.
on my list of things to adventure into in terms of like food.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be cool to make like baguettes. It'd be cool to make, it'd be cool to do all these cool things in the pizza oven. So that's definitely on my. When it's all done, you can come and we could experiment together and like make some cool stuff. Drink some wine. It'll be fun. That sounds really fun. I can't wait till it's done. I know, like we should
Hosting parties.
wine and bread. That sounds so fun. I
I'm
need to learn more about
hungry.
wine because I enjoy wine, but I'm not like a connoisseur of wine. Like I don't know pairing. I know I tend to enjoy like Merlots.
Okay.
Sometimes Sauvignon Cab, sometimes Seb Cabs,
Cab Sav.
right? Seb Cabs, or what they call it? It's
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cab Sav. That's I'm like I know there's like a short term name for it. See, it's been so long. But yeah, I tend to drink more kind of red wines.
Mhm.
But what to pair them with, I don't know. I just kind of tastes like wine to me. I can only. I
There's
mean,
always the classic rules and like certain things that should go together, but in the long run, you can drink whatever you want with whatever food you want as long as you enjoy it.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
certain things that are gonna bring out different flavors, but in the long run, if you want to drink a Chardonnay with your steak, have at it. Go ahead. If
yeah.
you
But
want to
but
drink
but
a
it's dark. That's supposed to be with steak, right? Dark is supposed to go well with like
yeah,
cheese
like
and
red meat, red
desserts,
wine,
right?
white meat, white wine.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. Sorry, that's my dog
Another
drinking right
oh,
now.
another good rule of thumb: what grows together goes together. So a Spanish wine would go well with Spanish food, and Italian wines go with Italian food, and stuff along those lines. If that makes sense.
So what goes good with the Jack in the Box spicy Jack chicken?
Spicy Jack chicken Riesling.
A Riesling. Okay, yeah. That's.
Use
We
the
should do
sweet to
a
kind of balance
fast
out the
food
spicy.
wine pairing video. That'd be fun. I have here the finest Dunkin' Donut glazed. What goes well with that? I do like I do like white wine with or either white wine or either Chardonnay or sparkling champagne, which isn't wine. I understand that, but
It's
it's the
fine.
same color. But like with caviar, oh my god, like that's I get it. like, but I had like a special event, and like this is an event that I was like I wasn't like a guest or I was definitely working it. So that's the only time I really get to try like bougie food. But it was oh man, like caviar and a blintz and like a little bit of creme fraiche and little onion. Oh, and a glass of champagne or white wine. It's delicious. like nothing makes you feel more like $1,000,000 than eating that in a suit. Let me tell you. But
That's
yeah, I
classic.
you know what's funny? I would be eating that this time of year because I'd be doing holiday parties right now. But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
circumstances.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
like that pairing I understand, but I never
Well,
had
fun fact.
like a pairing that was like really substantially like profound.
Mind blowing type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess some cheese and wine is really like having a glass of Merlot and having brie cheese and having white like for some
Hmm.
reason for me white cheeses and red wine kind of really blend well to me. Is that is that
Okay.
is that how it should be, or no? Am I wrong? It should be white wine, or
I mean, it's less about the color of the cheese, more of like the texture and like the nuttiness.
okay,
Um, well, another what goes together doing manchego with tempranillo
okay.
or parmesan with Chianti, parmesan with a Sangiovese.
Kind
It's
of
one of
that
those like
salty and that kind of okay.
salty, nutty,
Yeah, yeah.
dry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of. I need to when things get better. We need to sit down and do like a big charcuterie board. You can teach me because I order them, you know, and I have, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like this tastes good. I'm thinking I'm gonna add this and this. I feel like charcuterie is just like it's like an adult's
Lunchable.
lunchable, right? It's just
It totally is.
yeah, it's an adult lunchable, right? And then like your wine is like your juice box. You know, what'd be cool. I would love to make a restaurant where like I made a charcuterie board in the shape of a Lunchables box, and then like put like you know how the box wine little
Oh,
individual ones. Yeah, yeah. Put that together. That would be a cool party. Do like a elegant '90s kids party. That's a theme I do for a party. Yeah,
that would
you
be
should do it.
perfect. Hmm.
Always enjoyed your cooking and talking about food and like hearing like like every time we talk about like because I for a time I wanted to go culinary school. Like I really considered like learning really pursuing cooking, but
Mhm.
I think for me what turned me off was like I love cooking, but I don't think I'd like work cooking in a restaurant. I don't think I
I
enjoy
understand.
like kind of that assembly line mentality of having to get an order done and stuff. Like I love the spirit of cooking and I love the chefs that I met at Cheesecake Factory and hearing about their passions and what they like to cook and
Mhm.
like that's what I love. I love hearing about new recipes and food experiences. But the backstage stuff, I much respect, but that's not for me. And I feel like if I studied culinary, that's kind of where I'd have to eventually go and so much more respect for people that do that because it's hot, they're working hard,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
like there's so much stuff going on back there. Um,
So much.
yeah, yeah, even more than what you see on like the TV shows. Like there's so much like just crazy motion just going back there. So when you told me you were going to culinary school and all the things that you got to learn and stuff, like oh cool, yeah, because I read about that stuff. Yeah, I've seen it on
Yeah.
videos. Like some things I've done my own, but not to like the professional skill like learning in a class. Like I'm definitely like a home cook. So that's why like I listen to you all the time. Like that's really cool. And then Richard took me to try the test kitchen with
Oh
you. That
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a great time.
Oh, I
Like
totally
that
forgot
was
about
such a
that.
fun lunch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I learned a lot too. That was also really fun. But
Was I at least front of house for that, or was I back of house?
you were front of house for that. I think
Oh,
that time.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great.
So yeah, you didn't poison my aperitif. So that's good.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
or I suspect all my friends of being a possible suspect in my murder. So that's how. Yeah, all these video interviews are they're just kind of a video evidence of any mishandling of my life.
It's just documentation.
Suspects everyone. That is how Qatar lives his life. But
No one is
when
innocent.
but Mal, when did you start? What year did you start culinary school at
I started in 2008, right out of high school.
Art Institute, right?
Hmm.
Orange County.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Location that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were closing down a lot of locations.
Oh, I remember. What year was that? Was that 2018 or
It was,
15?
yeah, it was recent.
Yeah, yeah. I remember hearing the news because you among other people, I have lots of friends that went to school at the art institutes,
Hmm.
Orange County and LA.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was. It's also one of the schools I looked at when I was considering learning to do culinary or even film. Like those are the schools I was looking at.
Hmm.
But I clearly I didn't go that way. Uh,
Well,
so
I was
it's always
16.
cool to hear. Like it was cool to go visit you, and it's also cool to see the process and you see you all dressed up in your hat and everything.
Yeah. My life changed. The houndstooth pants.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really cool seeing your friends in their elements, pursuing their passions.
Mhm.
and like and the cool thing, especially if those passions have really really cute outfits, you know.
Cute.
That's that's how I'm so bad. That's always my friends like when they have big boy jobs, like, oh, you were in a costume.
Aw, that's cute.